we go. So you should be able to interpret the slope and y-intercept of a line from an equation of the form y equals mx plus b in order to graph the line on the coordinate plane. So we have been working on finding the slope and y-intercept from this form, and we're going to use that to graph a line. So your Chromebook should be closed, your voices should be off, and you should be on page 237 in your packet. So if you're not done with your pixel art, put it away. You'll have to do that on your own time. You need to be focused here, please. Focus here, okay? We're on page 237. Step 1 is to find the slope and y-intercept. So I would write m equals something, b equals something. What is my m? Remember, this is in the form y equals mx plus b. So what is my m here, Jess? 2/3. That means up to over what? 3. My y-intercept is what? 1. Remember, our y-intercept is when x equals 0. So this would be the point. Yeah, I know. 0, 1. So we would first graph this y-intercept right on the line, the y-axis. We put the point there. Then we would use the slope. Remember, it is rise over run. So a positive 2 is up 2. Over 3 is to the right. 1, 2, 3. Right? So they put this other point there. Now, anytime we have 2 points, we can draw a line. So we would take a straight edge, whether it's your planner or a ruler, and you would connect these 2 points and draw your line. Okay? That's what they're showing you here. If you need additional support and want to see that done again, you can go to the reveal side of your McGraw-Hill app, right? So instead of going into Alex, you have that whole reveal option for you. Yes? Yes. You guys live in the 21st century. You don't get a whole lot of excuses for not understanding, right? It's all there. All right. So here is what we're going to do. Identify the slope and the y-intercept. Well, they're telling you that m is negative 2/3 and b is 4. So we're starting with the y-intercept. It says graph the y-intercept at the point 0, 4. So when x is 0, y equals 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a point there. From here, our slope is down 2 over 3. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2, down, and then to the right. 1, 2, 3. Now, could this also be up 2 and to the left 3? Yes, because remember, negative 2/3 is the same as negative 2 over 3. And it's also the same as 2 over negative 3. So it's either down 2, right 3, or up 2, left 3. Those will give us the same lines. Andrew, do you need to leave? Yes, you. So this is what you would do. Grab your Chromebook, your planner. You can flip over the edge of your text if you need to and draw this line. Any 2 points should be able to help you draw a line. Okay?
I just don't even need something. I just learn how to do it.
One thing, like we just talked about here, to locate a second point, why was the slope rewritten as negative 2 over 3? We have to assign the top or the bottom net negative, so we know we're either going down to right 3 or up to left 3. So we can make a negative slope. Questions about example 1? So you're ready to check?
Oh,
Yes.
just looking at the guy, Liz,
Part of this, yes.
part of it.
Just like yesterday, except this is one more step added on, right? Being able to graph from this. Using the slope and y-intercept, graph this line.
Or-
So figure out what your slope is.
where's my-
Figure out what your y-intercept is. What? What is your slope here? What's m?
5, -4.
N-
-4.
This is, remember, y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Guys, these are great notes to have. If you haven't written them 5 times yet in this book, do it.
I forgot what we were doing.
So now, Beckett, what's your slope?
What's my slope?
The -4. So this is your coefficient of x. What does this -4 mean, though, as far as rise over run? We have to change it into a fraction. How do we write -4 as a fraction, Nathan? Excellent. So this would be -4 over 1 or 4 over -1. So this is down 4, right 1, or up 4, left 1. It's the same thing. Watch. First of all, we need our y-intercept. What is it? 5. So I'm counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, darn, I'm not going to be able to go up 4 because this is. So now I'm going to go down 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Now, if you can imagine that this graph was extended, you could also go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and left 1. Do you see how that would still be on the same graph? All of those things are equivalent. But we have to change our whole number into a fraction so we can really understand what our rise over our run is. Don't be mean. Does that make sense? Are we understanding how to graph from this? So we're analyzing our equation and then using those things to draw 2 points. Any 2 points can make a line. A typical leopard gecko is 3 inches long at birth and grows at a rate, okay, of 1/3 of an inch per week for the first few months. So they use this equation that represents the length y of a gecko after x weeks. So what's our slope here? What's our coefficient of x? 1/3. If it's positive, we have 1 up, 3 to the right. Good. My y-intercept is 3. So I would graph the equation starting at my y-intercept, which is 3. That's our initial value, right? Yes, Jairus? Cool. All right. So then we're going to use our slope. Up 1 over 3. Could I continue and make more points? Of course. Up 1 over 3. Up 1 over 3. Do I need 4 points to make a line? No. How many points do I need to make a line? Well, more than 1. 2. I need 2 points. So I do need my y-intercept and my slope. Can you do this? Yes, you can. here's your check. I think you guys are gonna like the next few after this. Jaden has written 6 pages of his novel. He plans to write 5 pages per week until he's completed. So they give you the equation. What's the slope of this equation?
4.
4. How can I write 4 as a fraction? 4 over 1. What does this mean? This is my rise. So 4 up, 1 right.
Yeah.
What's my y-intercept? 6. So I'm starting at the point 0, 6. I'm going up how many?
4.
1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. Then I'm extending it. Typically, our line would go in both directions, but of course in real life, it's not in this case, right? Because we started at 6. There are extra examples online. This is just a cue to remind you if you need more practice and help. All right, I think you're gonna like these. Horizontal lines. This tells you that this is y equals 3. Remember when I alluded to this? I was alluding to this when I kind of gave you some, what do you call it? Foreshadowing in English. So I guess an allusion denotes that you knew it in the past. So that's probably not a good word. So I was foreshadowing to this part. Excuse me for not being an English teacher.
Bad idea. Bad thing.
Foreshadow means to like give you clues as to what is to come.
Okay.
So before, when I was giving you equations of horizontal lines, you didn't have to know it, but now you do. So your slope. What's the slope of any horizontal line? 0. So when I put it in here, 0 times x is 0. So 0 plus b is really just
1.
b. 0 plus b is b, right? Do you agree? So you should be on page 239 with me. So the equation of a horizontal line can be written as b, where b is the value of the y coordinates. See how this is everywhere that y would equal 3? So if this is the graph of a horizontal line, what do you think a vertical line equation might look like? Instead of y equals that, it's going to be x equals that. All right, good thinking. All right, here's the equation. Y equals -1. Does y equal -1 here? Does y equal -1 here? So we have 2 points. Can't we draw a line now? That's all we have to do. That's it. Do you like horizontal lines?
Yes.
So graph y equals -6.
We have to go down 6.
You got it.
Then go down 6.
All you need is 2 points where y equals -6.
We can't. It doesn't start at the origin. You were right. It marks the origin there. Right here. Oh, that's a place. Oh my God. I don't really agree. But it's still no work.
All right, notice they marked the origin for you.
I'm beginning to catch it and remember some of it.
So they marked the origin. So this is where y is 0. So we have to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does y equal -6 here? How about here? So this whole line,
No.
sorry, that it should have been a straighter line. That's my fault. Is y equals -6.
Really just started my pocket.
All right, we were just talking about graphs of vertical lines. So here, notice this is everywhere that x equals -2. The slope of a vertical line is undefined, so you cannot, guys, you cannot use the slope-intercept form to derive the equation of a vertical line. Well, that's not exactly true.
Andrew keeps talking, distracting my little.
But
What is he doing? I don't understand that. I don't understand that.
What am I doing?
all right, all points on the vertical line have the same x coordinates in the graph shown no matter what y is. X is always -2. So the equation of any vertical line can be written as x equals a, where a is the value of the x coordinates. So notice they told us that we can't use the slope-intercept form, so they're kind of giving us a different letter here. It's not the same as our y-intercept. All right, Andrew, close your Chromebook. Nope, nope,
5 seconds.
nope. All right, so graph x equals 4. So that says no matter what the y values are, x is always 4. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, x equals 4. Here, x equals 4. Anywhere on this line, x equals what? 4. So you have to understand that. These should be the easiest things for you to graph. Because you can pick anywhere on this grid that x equals 4 and put a point there. So try that check on page 242.
Oh, yeah.
Graph x equals 7.
Wait, X equals, no.
So here's your x-axis. So you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now pick another point where x equals 7 and draw a line. This should not be difficult. All right, on page 245 and 246, you have some great practice. You have lots of time. We did look at yesterday.
People were saying you were doing look at it again.
Yeah, we did in second and third hour because we hadn't done look at yet.
Well, is the test gonna be about look at?
It's going to be about your slope intercept form. So over 4, 5 and 4, 6. Yeah, so 245 and 246. I would at least get through number 8. So try these out. Be sure that con is complete. Be sure your pixel art is complete. Be sure you Be sure you understand the questions in the booklet. All of those are review activities. Don't be surprised if we take a quiz using the booklet.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. You have to get more than 50%. Oh, I'm not. Actually, I'm not.
All right. 245 and 246 for practice. Remember, plot your y-intercept. It's always rise over run. That's your slope, right? So the top Positive is up, negative is down. Your run, positive is to the right, negative is left. Remember those few things. Okay, I'll be around to help.